In this video, we're going to show you how to connect your Creality K1, K1C, or K1 Max to the Polar Cloud. First, we need to go into settings and get the root information. So check the System tab, and then scroll down to root account information. I'm not actually 100% positive you even need to do this, because it's kind of well documented what the actual root username and password is, but we'll do it anyway. Check the box and then click. I don't know, I can't quite tell what it says, but you do need to wait. It's just kind of confirming that you actually want to do this. So you'll need to click it again when it's done. And then you'll see root and Creality _2023 from my device. Yours may be different. I'm not totally sure, but give this one a shot first. Now that we have the root information, we're going to install the helper script for Creality. So first we got to connect via SSH. So SSH root. I'm just entering that info we just saw on the screen. It looks like I didn't get it right, but there you go. Okay. And now I've got this guide up on the helper script from GitHub. I'll have this URL linked easily, but so let's go ahead and just enter the scripts. Here's the first one. Now this says it already exists and it's not an empty directory. That's because I've already installed this, so we're going to proceed. Okay, so now you see this. This is a little helper script. So let's go to the install menu by hitting 1 and then entering. And now, sorry, forgive the noise. So what we need here is we need the essentials. We need Moonraker, which is 1. And then I choose Mainsail. You can use whichever one you like. You can even install both. You're not going to be using them a whole lot. If you're using the Polar Cloud, because it does everything that you need it to. But go ahead and install 1 and 3, and then you need 4, which is the ENTware. So I had this mostly right, but I just want to reiterate that you need 1, enter, 2 or 3. You don't need both, but you can have both. Enter, and then 4, enter. Whenever you're done, just hit E and then enter to exit and get back to root. Okay, and then now we're moving on to actually installing the Polar Cloud software. So this is enabled by this Polar Cloud Clipper project, which works for Voron, works for RatRig, works for all these 3D printers out there. The thing with the Creality K1 family and probably the K2 family is that it acts a little bit different. So there's a different install script. So that's why, here, we'll find it real quick. Hold on. So we see here there's an install K1 and there's an uninstall K1. The script's just a little bit different. So we'll go down to this portion right here. And we just use the different install script. So now that we're back in root, let's get in the data folder. We'll clone the GitHub repository. Get into the Polar Cloud folder, and then install the K1 script. And this may take a moment to download some of these dependencies, but just make a cup of coffee, go on a walk, come back, and we will be ready to go. The rest of this is easy, so see you in a second. Okay, that finished up. So now you'll need your printer IP here, and I know what mine is, but yours would be shown if you go back to the Creality printer itself under the network tab, right? So I'm just going to type mine in really quick. And then since I did Mainsail, right, and since I did Mainsail, mine is available at the 4409. Oh, hold on. All right, for whatever reason, my Moonraker wasn't running. It was stopped by a certain SIG term. So you can just reboot the printer and it should come right up. This is probably just because I was uninstalling and reinstalling things. Now, once you have Mainsail up, Mainsail for me is in this :4409. If you did Fluid, I'm pretty sure it's :4408. And all you need to do is hit this / and then our Polar-Cloud. That brings up this kind of nice web page version that lets you connect the printer. So here you enter in your username and PIN. This is found on the cloud itself. If you sign in and then click settings, this little settings gear, here's your username. Here's your username, sorry, is the email, and here's your PIN. Okay, so we'll go back here. That's saved from the last time I connected it. Now this is not generic clipper. This is a Creality printer, and specifically mine is a K1C. So I've got everything selected. Again, email, PIN, machine type is Cartesian. It's not a Delta or a belt printer. And then Creality and the printer type. Now when I click connect to Polar Cloud, and it should just connect just like that. So now let's head over to the Polar Cloud itself, check my printers out. And we've got CR, and this is the first one. This is mine. So it's easy to get a print started. I'll show you how to do that. You got two options. You can either, from the Objects tab on the left, click 3D Print and then open Slicer, and then you choose the printer there. That's one option. The other is from the printer itself. Click Open Slicer or Add Job to Queue. So here you can upload a G-code file. Let's say you slice it in Orca Slicer or somewhere else. You can send that to the queue or send it to the printer directly from the queue, or you can use the web slicer here. So plenty of options. Here you can load objects from your Google Drive or your hard drive. I'm going to pull in an object that I've already loaded. I'm going to print this small little clip. Trying to think if that's the best orientation. We're going to flip this. So hit this lay on face, click this face, settings. The defaults are usually good enough for me. And then I click print. That puts the job in the queue. So it's going to slice. We'll move this to the front. Looks like it's done slicing. So 12 minutes, 51 seconds, 3.5 grams of filament, 7 cents in plastic, and almost 80 layers. And then we click start. So the printer started moving. It's downloaded the job. A lot of people ask me that. Once the printer downloads the job from the cloud, it doesn't matter if it falls offline. It has everything it needs in temp storage or in local internal storage to print the job completely. So you don't have to worry about that. Now you will lose camera feed if the printer falls offline, if your network goes down. It should heal when it comes back up, but you'll notice we got the heat's going up, the temp's going up on both. It says preparing print, and the camera snapshots coming through just to kind of show that the printer's homing. We're just going to watch the rest of the print from the cloud and check it out in real life as well. So everything going according to plan. You can see the Polar Cloud generates a little snapshot here, and when you're done, you just click OK on the screen and the printer will return to a ready to print state, ready for your next print. So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, please feel free to contact our support team via chat or email, and we look forward to welcoming you to the Polar Cloud.